I'm feeling high, I'm feeling high.
Hi guys, welcome to Divine Doodles by LaDon. I am LaDon. Thank you so much for joining me today. On this channel, I share prophetic messages of love, healing, and empowerment given to me by God through my simple, childlike doodles. I pick one doodle per week to share the insight, inspiration, and healing that was channeled through me during the creation process. It is my intention that everyone listening receive inspiration, empowerment, guidance, and wisdom that helps you to identify and break destructive cycles, release and heal from past traumas, and transform your life in beautiful and amazing ways. Now, with all of that being said, let's get started with today's message. As soon as I finished this doodle, I immediately thought about the ancient myth about the phoenix rising from the ashes. Some of you may be familiar with that story, but for those of you who are not, according to the myth, the phoenix was a beautiful red gold, magical bird whose body radiated rays of pure sunlight. It is said that the phoenix lived for up to 1,000 years and only one phoenix lived at a time. Just before it was time for the phoenix to die, it would fly west into the mortal world to build a nest made of fragrant herbs and wait for the sun to rise. After sunrise, the phoenix would sing a melody to the sun gods that was so beautiful that the sun would stop to listen. When the song was over, the sun god would continue its journey across the sky, causing sparks to fall down into the phoenix's nest, setting it and the phoenix on fire. 3 days later, a new phoenix would rise from the ashes to begin the new cycle, and it would carry the remaining ashes of the previous phoenix to the Egyptian city of Heliopolis. This doodle reminds me of the phoenix. The woman in this doodle looks as if she's been broken and put back together many times over. She's been abused, she's been misused, dishonored, neglected. She's been abandoned and misunderstood. She's been violated and rejected. She's been mocked and deeply wounded. She's repeated cycle after cycle of suffering, pain, and destruction. And yet it was all for a purpose. There are many variations of this myth about the phoenix rising from the ashes, and there's one in particular that I found very interesting. According to this version, it was believed that the tears of the phoenix had magical powers and could be used to cure infections, heal wounds, and even raise the dead. Some of you have really been through the storm. You've suffered unimaginable traumas and unfortunate circumstances. You've experienced so much tragedy and loss. You've endured season after season of loneliness and isolation. You've been consumed in the fire and you have surrendered to death. And now it's time to rise, says God. The new cycle begins now. Just looking at this woman's face, to me, this is the face of strength. This is the face of resilience. This is the face of wisdom. This is the face of a woman whose wounds have been transformed into wisdom. And that's the message for some of us today. Our wounds have been transformed into wisdom. The wounds that caused us so many tears in the past are now being poured out to others as wisdom. And just like the tears of the phoenix, is believed to have magical powers to raise the dead and to cure illnesses and to heal wounds. Your tears have the power to heal. Your tears have the power to cure. Your tears have the power to raise the dead. Those same tears that cause so much pain, those same tears produced by woundedness, have the power to speak life to dead things, to dead situations. The wisdom that we acquired is life. Do you know how many people there are walking around on this earth looking perfectly put together, but on the inside they're broken. On the inside they have lost all hope. On the inside they are dead. These are the people that God has equipped some of us to speak life to. Not because we're superior, not because we're better, not because we're special, but because we've been there. We've been through the struggle. We've been through that cycle of destruction, stuck in that loop, repeating the same destructive patterns over and over and over and over again. But God is saying that none of your sufferings have been in vain. It was only to equip you. It was only to build your character. It was only to teach you humility and compassion. It was only so that you could acquire wisdom. Wisdom that poured out onto others becomes life. It was only so that you could evolve into something new. It was only so that you could break that destructive cycle. God has equipped you to be a builder of the kingdom of heaven on this earth through love, through compassion, through wisdom. You are the embodiment of transformation, and now it's time to spread your wings. Now it's time to speak your truth, because your truth is life. You've been dead, but now it's time for you to step out of the ashes into life. This woman is at peace now. She's at peace with herself, and she's at peace with God. She's established and rooted in unshakable faith in her Creator. She's not ashamed of her story, nor is she ashamed of her scars. She wears them proudly, and she walks with her head held high, knowing who she is, completely confident in her radiance. Yes, she's been broken, but she's been woven back together beautifully, elegantly, majestically, and intentionally with the message of transformation and power. She's ready. She's equipped. She's fearless. She's standing on a firm foundation of love and truth. She's divinely guided and protected. Her heart has been healed. Her faith has been restored. Her mind has been renewed. Her presence is nurturing. Her presence is a facilitator of change. Her essence is refreshing. Her radiance creates beauty, harmony, and peace. Her words are inspiring. Her wisdom is healing. She's ready to arise and shine. And so are you. I think that this is a great time to go into the healing meditation. Let's take a moment to ask God to clear out all doubt, all fear, all residuals of our past, and to ground us firmly in divine truth, divine confidence, divine compassion, and divine love as we embrace our new cycle. If you are able, find a comfortable position, close your eyes, and relax. If you're driving or otherwise unable to close your eyes right now, it's okay. You can just come back to this portion of the video at a more convenient time, or you can just listen. Let's start by taking a few deep breaths, breathing in deeply through our nose and exhaling through our mouths. Ready? Inhale. Deep breath through your nose. Hold it for a few seconds. And exhale through your mouth. Again, inhale. Hold it. And exhale. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. Now, let's imagine that there is a bright, radiant light in our heart space. You can place your hand on your heart as you imagine this if you like. Feel the warmth of this beautiful light in your heart and imagine this light traveling from your heart up into your throat, up into your forehead and out of your crown, all the way up into the heavens until it reaches the heart of God, connecting you to the heart of our Creator. Take a moment to feel this connection. You are connected to the heart of God. You are connected to heaven. Now let's bring our attention back to our heart space. And this time, let's imagine the light traveling down our body, down through our core, down into our navels, down into our roots, down our legs, and out of the bottoms of our feet, traveling all the way down to the center of the earth, connecting to the heart of the earth. Feel this connection. You are safe. You are worthy of existence on this earth. You are worthy of all of the earth's abundance. You are worthy to thrive and have dominion on this earth. You have the power to bring heaven down to this earth. You are God's vessel on this earth. Now that we are connected to heaven and to the earth, let's make some declarations that align us with the message that we received from the story of the phoenix rising from the ashes. On this day, we rise in honor from the ashes of shame. We rise in abundance from the ashes of lack and poverty. We rise in joy from the ashes of sadness. We rise in freedom from the ashes of slavery. We rise in power from the ashes of powerlessness. We rise in victory from the ashes of defeat. We rise in faith from the ashes of fear. We rise in peace and clarity from the ashes of chaos and confusion. We rise in unity and wholeness from the ashes of division and insufficiency. We rise in confidence and boldness from the ashes of insecurity and timidity. We rise in humility from the ashes of pride and arrogance. We rise in wisdom from the ashes of ignorance. We rise in acceptance from the ashes of rejection and judgment. We rise in truth from the ashes of deception and lies. We rise in purity from the ashes of defilement and perversion. We rise in divine order from the ashes of distortion and reversed order. We rise in strength. We rise in light. We rise in life. We rise in love. We rise in power. We rise with a holy boldness. We rise knowing who we are, remembering who we are, and governing ourselves accordingly. We rise in wealth. We rise in compassion. We rise in maturity and evolution. We rise with a teachable spirit. We rise clothed in heaven's garments. We rise in sacredness. We rise in holiness. We rise surrendered. We rise equipped to fill our mission to build God's kingdom on this earth. We rise equipped to fulfill our mission to be representatives of heaven on this earth. We have been refined by God's fire. We are spiritual beings on a mission from God. We are kingdom builders. We are the salt of the earth, the light in the darkness. We bring heaven to this earth. We are fountains of living water. We are heaven's facilitators. We are beauty. We are radiance. We are love. And so it is. Walk in your power today. Walk in your God-given authority today. Walk in the knowing that you are God's representation on this earth. Be blessed, guys, and thanks for watching. See you in the next video.